What is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now watching this video. I do really appreciate your time, and I would really appreciate if you do consider subscribing to the channel, simply because it truly does help me out a lot. Now, we're going to be reacting to Boxing World Reacts to Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin, man. Now, we have a lot of people reacting to this fight all around the world, man. But this fight was absolutely crazy. A lot of people are also saying, or even saying, I should say, that, the fight was pretty much over before it even started, simply because people could already tell by Frank Martin's body language, things like that. He was scared, you get what I mean? He was absolutely terrified. Pretty sure he even flinched pretty badly, you get what I mean, when Gervonta Davis threw like a fake punch at the guy or something. A lot of people knew just by that he was, terrified, he was scared. He pretty much has no chance, you get what I mean, against Tank. So people were placing their bets on Tank. It was pretty much obvious that Tank was gonna win. But overall, not gonna do too much talking, just gonna let the video play, see their reactions, then I'll share the rest of my opinions, see what I have to say at the very end of the video.
The boxing world has reacted to the thrilling showdown between Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin. Before the fight, Timothy Bradley shared his comprehensive overview and analysis. He said that Gervonta Davis was heavily favored to win against Martin. However, it's easy to overlook fighters because of their limited experience, neglecting to recognize the years they've spent envisioning, strategizing, and training for the chance to become world champions. Hunger, an intangible and invaluable trait, can turn any fighter into a formidable opponent, regardless of who they face. Bradley said, Davis is a true master of the sweet science with one of the most versatile skill sets among all champions. With his right foot and hand positioned forward, the southpaw stance gives him an edge, as do his hand speed, power, accuracy, and tactical prowess. Davis seems to possess a sixth sense that helps him detect fears and weaknesses in his opponents. With a low center of gravity and a height of just 5'5.5", Tank leverages his stature to unleash powerful upward strikes. This lower stance not only enhances his explosive punching power, but also allows him to surprise his opponents by attacking from unexpected angles. Bradley said that Tank parallels the elite pound-for-pound boxer, Naoya Inoue. Both are akin to masterful chess players and astute predators, meticulously crafting their moves to exploit their opponent's defensive weaknesses for maximum effect. Bradley added, Davis is known for unleashing his power punches once he has worn down his foes physically and mentally, quickly transforming into a violent offensive rhythm with incredible precision, speed, power, and accuracy while moving at different angles. Talking about Frank Martin, Bradley said that he relies heavily on his endurance, requiring ample oxygen across 12 intense rounds. His fighting technique mirrors Davis's, characterized by fluid guard shifts, strategic setups, and adept counterattacks. However, Martin differs from Tank Davis in lacking explosive knockout power from single punches. Instead, he relies on lightning-fast reflexes and swift reactions to compensate. His fighting style favors precision counterpunching and swift combinations, often executing direct attacks and swiftly evading retaliation. According to Bradley, Martin's experience may be limited on paper, but he has impressive control and offensive and defensive skills inside the ring. When stationed in the pocket, he's a bit of a control freak, showcasing nuances beyond his experience with guard manipulation, frames, body bumps, guard pins, turning on slight angles, and maintaining head control. Meanwhile, Errol Spence predicted before the bout that Frank Martin would cause an upset on Saturday night. Speaking with Fight Hype, Spence gave an explanation for his choice. He said, I'm very impressed. I think he's ready. I think this is a moment he's been waiting for a long time. Spence mentioned that many people had criticized Frank for not fighting Shakur Stevenson, noting that they felt Frank had given them an opportunity. However, Spence stated that a bigger opportunity came with Tank, and he expressed his excitement about it. He added that Frank could show people that he is the top dog at 135 pounds. Spence concluded, Frank listened to himself and decided it wasn't the right fight to take. It's good that Martin didn't take the fight with Shakur, because he might have lost that fight, and then his career would be in bad shape. Andre Berto, a former welterweight champion, predicted that Tank would retain his WBA regular lightweight title. Berto thought that being in such a spotlight, given the attention it was getting, might overwhelm Martin, causing him to falter when he faced Tank Davis. Berto added, I like both guys, but it's hard to go against Tank. He has kind of the full package, picking Gervonta Tank Davis to defeat challenger Frank Martin. Most boxing enthusiasts favored Tank Davis for the win, yet Martin was gearing up to fight with everything he had got. Moreover, Tank had never faced a challenger at Martin's caliber before. Mayweather Promotions successfully guided Tank's career for several years until he ventured independently. Berto said he's fast, he's strong, and a lot of people out there look past the fact that he's very fundamentally sound. He's used to these big events. This is going to be the first time that we see Frank Martin in a big show. Berto further added, a lot of times just being in a big show like this will cripple a lot of guys, especially if you're walking in with an animal like Tank. So it's going to be a lot for Frank to try and deal with. You're talking about skill, power, and atmosphere. So I give it to Tank. Meanwhile, Hector Luis Garcia, a former opponent of Gervonta Davis, did not offer Frank Martin much optimism for this fight. Speaking to Boxing Scene, Garcia acknowledged his skills, but did not think there was a way past Davis. Garcia said, we can't take anything away from Martin. He is a very good fighter. Having said that, I expect Tank to win by knockout. I think that his speed and power will be too much for Martin. On the other hand, Teofimo Lopez confidently forecasted a win for Tank Davis. He stressed the significance of handling such significant moments effectively. He said, Tank and Frank is a great fight. It's a good show and event, despite Tank not showing up to the grand arrivals the other day. I think Tank has a lot of focus. He understands what it takes to get to the next level. Lopez remarked that Frank Martin had never experienced such a high degree, pedigree, or magnitude of a fight before. He mentioned that Martin would have tens of thousands thousands of people in attendance and millions watching at home, emphasizing that there would be a lot of pressure on him. Lopez noted that this was exactly what one asks for in such situations. He further explained, "I don't understand these fighters. They ask to be the best and fight the best, but when it comes to it, they choke when it matters the most. You asked for it. This is what comes with it. Get ready, buckle up, put your big boy pants on, and fight." Lopez further mentioned, "I think Frank Martin could show a lot of holes in the Tank style. He can show that there are weaknesses in Tank's style. However, does he have the mental strength for it? We'll see on June 15th. Lopez believed that Tank would prevail in Saturday's battle in Las Vegas, but he still regarded Terrence Crawford as the possible opponent he most wanted to face. Lopez viewed himself as being on a different path than Tank. He said, "It's for Tank's WBA lightweight title, so the world title is on the line. Frank has a lot to gain and nothing to lose. Everyone's counting Frank Martin out. He's the underdog. People are expecting Tank to win by knockout. I believe Tank should finish him in no more than 6 or 7 rounds. That's where I'm at." Boxing expert Doug Fisher also shared his insights, offering a detailed analysis and prediction for the bout. He expressed optimism about the Davis versus Martin fight despite some fans' criticisms. According to Fisher, this bout represented a solid matchup between two top lightweights. Fisher highlighted the stylistic and mental contrasts between the two fighters, suggesting that their clash promised an entertaining display of skills. He expected Martin to strategically press Davis throughout much of the bout, utilizing his intelligence and technique to challenge the elite ring generalship of Davis. Fisher said, "I think Martin will intelligently press Davis throughout much of the bout, but Tank will remind the boxing public, especially his detractors, that he's an elite ring general. He will move with ease and strike with sudden authority. I envision Tank scoring a knockdown or two, en route to a competitive decision." Similarly, boxing expert Anson Wainwright also shared his insights on the Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin fight, offering a nuanced perspective and predictions for the bout. Anson Wainwright acknowledged the potential of the Davis versus Martin matchup, seeing it as an excellent fight in the making. He noted that the bout became a logical choice after Martin turned down the opportunity to face Shakur Stevenson previously, highlighting the strategic matchmaking by PBC to find opponents for Gervonta Davis. Wainwright pointed out that Gervonta Davis had a strong start to 2023 but hasn't fought since April of that year, resulting in a 14-month hiatus. He suggested that such a long break may lead to some ring rust for Davis, which could potentially impact his performance. Despite the potential ring rust, Anson Wainwright supported Gervonta Davis as the favorite in this matchup. He anticipated that Davis would overcome any initial challenges posed by Martin, especially in the early rounds. Wainwright expected Davis to progressively ramp up his performance in the second half of the fight, ultimately wearing down Martin and securing a stoppage victory in round 10. Wainwright said, "Tank had an excellent start to 2023, though didn't fight after April and has been out. For 14 months, that's not ideal, and maybe he'll have a touch of ring rust. However, you can't help favor Tank, but I do think Martin is capable of giving him some trouble, particularly early. Though I expect Davis to step on the gas in the second half and wear down Martin and get the stoppage in round 10. Meanwhile, manager Jolene Mazzone said, "I am sure I am one of the few going for this pick, but I think that Martin has the talent and style to pull the upset. Martin needs to box Davis's ears off, make Davis very uncomfortable, and stay away from the left hand. If Martin doesn't let the lights and all the talking get to him, sticks to the game plan that I am sure Derek has, he has a very good chance of pulling the upset." Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you...
But yeah, man, that is the end of the video. So let me know what y'all think and subscribe for more content, man. But my opinion on this whole situation, man, this fight was absolutely crazy. As you guys can see, though, you know, we have a lot of people overall reacting to this fight, man. Even when the fight was happening, you get what I mean, just happening live, people were tweeting about it saying, wow, you get what I mean, Gervonta Tank Davis brutally knocked out Frank Martin, you get what I mean. But overall, bro, like I was saying, though, a lot of people were already saying it was over before it even started, bro. Frank Martin was flinching, he was scared, he was terrified, he was nervous, bro, you get what I mean, before the fight even happened. He knew what Gervonta Tank Davis was capable of, you get what I mean. But, you know, a lot of people are even saying the only reason why Frank Martin even took the fight or wanted the fight to happen is because of the money, you know what I mean? People are saying people aren't really sure if he even believed in himself at that point, you get what I mean? But overall, though, don't have too much to say. Just gonna end the video here. Let me know y'all's opinions, man. And without further ado, if you did make it to the end, subscribe for more content. And peace out.